Hello everyone. Today's class is on product design. This is a topic in interior design wherein how, the thought process behind, designing of different products, the idea behind it, etc. We'll be discussing all about all that. So let's get into it. The product design is a process designers use to blend user needs with business goals to help brands make consistently successful products. We know of different brands like Indian interior designs. We have different brands like big market players like IKEA and Home Center and different products. They have different innovative designs, etc. in both interior design or also in even in the case of little small things like even making a peeler or anything with that you use. There is a lot of innovation behind it, right? So when you're just talking about, instead of using a knife for peeling out vegetables, when you use a peeler, it's far easier. Now behind the idea of a peeler, there must have been a lot of brainstorming. There must have been a lot of a prototype was made, it was tested, etc. So we'll be discussing how an innovative product is designed. Okay, so product designers work to optimize the user experience so that they are bringing solutions to their users, help and also help their brands by making products more sustainable for longer term business needs. So definition of product design describes the process of imagining, creating, iterating products that solve users problems or address specific needs in a given market. So we have different products. Even now we are faced with a lot of problems. We want, what if there was a better solution? What if there was an easier method? We have nowadays we have different choppers available in the market. Earlier you used to use a chopping board and your knives. Instead of that, now you just have to pull a string. It's mechanical, or you have electric choppers. So different things are there. So there are a lot of so it is based on problems of the consumer or the user, and that is being addressed. Okay, the key to successful product design is understanding the user, that is the customer, the person for whom the product is being created. So the product designers attempt to solve real problems for real people by using empathy and knowledge of their prospective customers' habits, behavior, frustration, needs, wants. Now, how much time do you want to spend like doing certain chores? For example, how much time do you want to waste time like for chopping vegetables, for peeling vegetables? I'm just giving a very normal example that we can all relate to. Okay, it can even be some things like about different shelves, different organizers that are available. So all this require a lot of innovation, creative thinking, etc. So what are the benefits of product design? A good design starts from the principle that living is more than just a matter of existing, and everyday things which are both effective and attractive can raise the quality of life. Just by having certain things, just by having a washing machine will save you so much of time and energy, right? Just like you have your refrigerator or any other product. So product design is all around us. It's everywhere. We have so many examples. Just look around you in your room. You will have so many different things that are once designed, once that was a very innovative product. So it has become such a necessity that we would struggle to survive without it. So the different, as people progress, as human civilization progress, the type of products also differs. Earlier we had, when vacuum cleaners were introduced, it was something big. And now you have Roombas, who's like uses artificial intelligence. You just have to give a in a click of a button, or just say Alexa clean my room and it's done. They can just, you don't have to walk around carrying a broom or any dustpan, etc. You just have to sit down, relax, and let your Roomba do the job, right? So you have robotic vacuum cleaners. So all these are because of the fact that there are some people who actually thought about the problems that the users face and brought about good solutions for it. So thanks to new technologies and manufacturing systems, that is how we have approached design in ways in which a lot of designs have come up. So thanks to new computer technology, miniaturization, the aesthetics of a product is also no longer dictated by the way it works. We can have like miniature products doing wonders. So use looks, appearance, style has also become so much of you give a lot of importance to style, looks of it also, right? So some of the benefits that the product design can offer include improve the quality of life. Of course, having a washing machine, having a Roomba is so important. I mean, makes your life so easy, improves your quality of life. Give an improved performance over previous models. Because when you're buying a new phone, naturally, when you are going to upgrade your phone, right? When you're purchasing a new phone, that means you'll have better storage, better RAM, better, camera. Everything will be better because it's getting upgraded. Provide the user with status. Naturally, when you have certain things in your house, that also shows how well you are doing in your life. Then minimize manufacturing costs, using sustainable energy, using, instead of traditional energy sources, you're using solar water heaters. All that is also very, is also minimizing costs. That is, you're minimizing energy costs, etc. Create new markets, expand existing markets. This is in the point of view of the producer or the manufacturer. You can create new markets by just bringing out a new product. We are introducing this to you. It brings very effectively, you can clean these vegetables without any use of chemicals. It's very easy. Very simple things. Then expand existing markets, increase the manufacturer's profitability, make economic use of resources, create new or better aesthetic, make it look better. Now, what are the characteristics of a good product design? It has to be adaptable. That is, it adapts to the needs of the users. I'm having suppose the peeler which I'm going to use is supposed to be handy. I should be able to it should not be very bulky or something which should not be really heavy, something which I cannot carry. It's supposed to be very lightweight. It can be very cheap, so that it's easy for me to do it. Or else I'll just have to use my knife. I can just peel it with my knife. Why should I use a peeler? Because it is adaptable. It has to adapt to the needs of the user. Then it's equitable. It should address the environmental, societal issues. It should not cause a lot of pollution or problems to the environment. Then it should be usable. It should perform well. Impactful. It should demonstrate impact through adoption, scale, or growth. There should be an impact on that product. Then it should transform lives, changes the known. Like when the iPhone was, the Android, the smartphones were introduced, it was such a revolutionary idea, right? Having everything in your phone. Now that was a beautiful thing. That is, you have your camera, your radio, all the applications, everything is coming into your hands. That was a beautiful design. So that actually changed the way we looked into things. It was a big transformation. The smartphones were a revolution. So it can change certain things. Now let's just see certain examples of product design. Now this is a very simple examples I have given here, like a cup and saucer wherein the cup is not kept in the middle, but it is kept the place for the cup or the space is given at towards the side, so that certain things can also be like cookies or biscuits can be placed over here. There's a lot more space, so that you can also use you can also like keep certain things like biscuits, etc., so that you can there's more space here compared to having the saucer in the middle. Sorry, the cup in the middle. So that is an innovative design. So something very simple. Now look at this bookshelf over here. This is also a very interesting look, right? You have a lot of books and inside that you have a space for very comfortable reading. So that is a very interesting bookshelf you have here. Then there are candle holders that can recycle. This is also very sustainable. Just imagine all the candles are melting, and all the wax falls into to another candle. So it is forming another candle. So you can see that it is actually being recycled, and none of it is going waste. Then look at another one. Any plastic bottle can be made into these can be easily like you can have a handle and you can pour out from this plastic bottles. Any plastic bottle, you can just place these handles over here, so that you can have, it looks like a jug. Okay, it looks a little more chic and looks better, and it has a handle, and also you can pour. Then another one, a mug wherein there is no separate handle, but the handle is carved out from the mug's overall form.
Then another one, a mug with a slot for cookies below. See over here, you can place your cookies or biscuits over here so that you can just take it and dip it and drink your coffee. So that's some examples. Now let's see the term design thinking. Now, design thinking ideology asserts that a hands-on, user-centric approach to problem solving can lead to innovation, and innovation can lead to differentiation and a competitive advantage. See, as I mentioned about the smartphone, when iPhone had come up back in 2006, I guess it was in 2006, and it was a beautiful, it was something revolutionary. So it was a big innovation, and this led to a lot of differentiation and competitive advantage. So iPhone was seen as a game changer. So this is something like that. So this hands-on user-centric approach is defined. So it had brought so many things to the convenience of the people. You're having a phone, you can do so many things on a phone in your pocket. Okay, so the user-centric approach is defined by the design thinking, and it consists of 6 distinct phases. That is, how are you going to do this designing? That is what we're going to speak about. So design thinking framework follows an overflow of understand, explore, and materialize. So let's see the different phases. It can be categorized in 6 different steps or phases. Let's see what is the different steps of how you do an innovative product. How do you think? How do designers think? Okay, that's what we're going to follow. So first one is empathize. Next is define, ideate, prototype, test, and implement. So first one is empathy. That is, you're going to conduct research to develop an understanding of your users. So what do the users or what do consumers face? What are the problems faced by consumers now? You have a furniture or a bed or anything. What do they want now? What problems are they facing now? What else do you want the bed to have? Like you have a bed, sofa come bed. So many innovations have come. So let's see, what else do you need? Okay, that is what is conducting a research. Then define, combine all your research and observe where your users problems exist. So you are going to compile data from different people, from different nations or different kind of ethnicities, etc. You're going to ask them, what all do you require? What problems do you face? What kind of innovations do you want to bring in furniture? So somebody might be saying, I want somebody to wash my plates or wash my certain things, a robot, something like that, like who can just make menu food up from whatever I have in my fridge, whatever I have in my pantry, bring about innovative recipes every day. So that is a problem. If somebody asks me, I will just say that I want some healthy recipes, just out of things which I already have. I need ideas and somebody to implement those ideas also. Not, I just don't want to search on the internet and find out and do it myself. I want somebody else to do it for me, a robot to do it for me. So that is something like a problem. Now, and then you're going to ideate, generate a range of crazy creative ideas. How am I going to bring about solution to this issue? Then build real tactile representations for a range of ideas. Bring something like prototype, just make something like a robot or just like I mentioned about the earlier devices, etc. Then test it, test it on the consumers. Give it to them and tell them, how does it work? How do you feel? Is it good? Is it bad? And then after hearing their feedback, do it, implement it, put the vision into effect, make it large. So this is the design thinking process. So first step, as I mentioned, empathize. It is conduct research in order to develop knowledge about what users do, say, think, feel. And, imagine the goal as to improve their experience. Okay. So you have to go to the original users, consumers, observe what they do, how they think, what they want, what motivates or discourages users, where do they experience frustration, what do they find it hard. Then next, define, combine all the research, pinpoint what they need, what are the exact problems, where do they experience frustration. So begin to highlight where else can we bring about innovation. So use the data gathered in to bring about insights.
The third one, ideate. Bring about ideas, brainstorm, range of crazy creative ideas that address the unmet user needs. So the team should be given total freedom, and bring about all the crazy ideas, should bring about different sketches. The different team members can come together, they can share ideas, mixing, remixing, building on others ideas. One person can come up with some idea, they can build on it, etc. Then after they have gathered all the idea, build that thing. The goal of this phase is to understand what components of your ideas work and which don't. After, when you make it happen, it's not about theory or sketching. You can make a sketch of a product, but when you assemble it, when you do it, only you will understand if it is possible, if it is not, does it break, is it can it have the strength to do what you want to do. So make your ideas tactile, put it into effect. So change it based on the feedback, do it, then test it, return it to your users for feedback. Does this solution meet your needs? Has it improved? How does it feel, think, do? So put it in front of the real customers and make them, give you feedback, and then implement it, put the vision into effect after it has actually done what you want to do. So this is the most important part of the design thinking. We need more design doing. So there's like a creative type. So it is like, it's about taking an idea in your head and transforming that idea into something real. So it is always going to be long, difficult process. So if you're going to do it right, it's going to feel like work. So as impactful as design thinking can be for an organization, it also leads to true innovation if the vision is executed. You can bring about very different things, very beautiful products at the end. So these are the different stages: empathize, define the problems, ideate it, prototype, test it, and implement it. So the main steps are understand, explore, and materialize. So what are the advantages of design thinking? Why should you introduce new way to think about product development? So the first is, it is user centered. You are actually addressing the real problems of the consumers. You are actually using data, creates design artifacts that address real problems. Okay. It also collects expertise and established a shared language and buy-in amongst the team of designers. So you are actually you are encouraging innovation by exploring multiple avenues for the same problems, because a lot of brainstorming is involved, a lot of team members are involved. You're asking people to bring about ideas, etc. Next comes design communication. So that is why design thinking is very important. Now let's see what is design communication. Now design communication is how you communicate your design. So it must achieve a reaction or get customer to see a product in a genuine way to attract sales or get the message across. How do you communicate your design? Certain designs are very hard to communicate. Some things which are new, especially innovative products, how do you convince the end users that this is going to work, this is going to bring changes? Okay, so this is like, you have to attract, you have to inspire, you have to create desire and motivate people to actually think that your design or whatever product you're going to do is actually worth it. That is how you communicate. So the process of design communication involves strategic business thinking, using market research, creativity, and technical skills. So you have to use a lot of different things. Visual communication can be done. You can make use of visual media, you can make use of TV, social media, you can make different platforms so that you can communicate the effectiveness of your design. So communication designers translate the ideas and information through different types of media. Okay, so these are how you communicate design. Now we are going to go to another, a very important topic, that is product diffusion. So product diffusion, please note down, is a process of acceptance of a particular service or a product by the target market. So initially we had told about design thinking, design, product design, and now we have actually just imagined that we have made an innovative product which solves a real life problem, and we have communicated it to the consumers. Now we are going to the consumer's end, and you're going to check how they are accepting it. Okay, how is the process of acceptance of that particular service or product by the target market or the consumers? Okay, so it is about the initial communication that starts when the customer hears about a product, gives it a try themselves, and shares their experience. So it creates an indirect influence on the process with other people. So you're starting with something new, you're finding it, something new has come up in the market, and consumer tries it out, and how are they going to respond? That is what this product diffusion is all about. So there are different theories that exemplify the mechanics of diffusion. The first one is two-step hypothesis. This theory consists of information acceptance flows through media, first to opinion leaders, then to the general audience. So first of all, whenever a new product comes up, it is from the media that people come to know, first to opinion leaders. Now, opinion leaders means, in very lay terms, I can say influencers. Like we have so many Instagram influencers, social media influencers, right? So you're going to hear of a product from the media, and for example, a skincare product. Now, if somebody, a great celebrity, endorses the product and says that, this is something that I use in my daily routine, my day begins with this face wash, a lot of people are going to buy that, right? A lot of it goes to the general audience to a great extent. So that is like opinion leaders are those influencers who have a lot of followers, or whose words or whose actions mean a lot to others. Okay, so first is to the media, to the opinion leaders, then to the general audience. Now this is the first theory, okay, the two-step hypothesis. The next theory is the trickle down effect. So this is trickle down effect. I hope you're familiar with the term, this word, the theory named trickle down effect. We have discussed this in fashion. So this is the same. It chooses the same the same concept that explains how products tend to be a bit expensive at first, and as a result, they are only accessible to the wealthy target audience. And after the time passes, they become less expensive and are then reaches to more and more people. For example, when something new comes up, a new toy, I can give an example of Poppet. This is a very I just thought about it randomly. Poppet is a small toy which is mostly of rainbow colors. Okay, you can just pop it down just like that, like our permanent bubble wraps. So this is a very something that came out like last, I think it was in 2021, that it was all over. It was so popular, everybody started buying these poppets, and they were very quite expensive, okay, at first, and very few shops we can really buy it from, Amazon or other online shops, okay, and it was pretty expensive. And as time passed, it became cheaper. A lot of people started buying. I mean, it started becoming available everywhere, and now even the shop near my home, it's just for 20-30 rupees you're getting it. So that is what is, earlier it was 200-300 rupees, and now it's just selling it for 20-30 rupees, okay. So these are like, this is the trickle down effect, that earlier, initially, when it is something new or innovative, it becomes very expensive and only very few people can afford it, and then it trickles down, okay, it becomes more popular, more manufacturers starts to make it, it becomes more popular, a lot of sellers are there, a lot of people, a lot of demand is there, and it becomes cheaper because the competition is higher. So that is the trickle down effect theory. Now let's see the diffusion of innovations theory. Now this is a very, very important theory. A lot of questions come from here. So please make a note of this. Everett Rogers is the person who is behind the diffusion of innovations theory. Okay, this theory is specifically mentioned in your syllabus. So please, this is quite important. And every time I've seen a lot of questions coming from here. So this theory suggests there are 5 categories of product adopters for any product category. So first is the innovators, who are like the extroverts. They are highly educated, they have, they are under the largest influence. They are the people who take up all the new things, okay. They are, they just fall for all the new products, etc. They are willing to spend money, they're willing to take risks, etc. The next is the early adopters. Now early adopters is just after the innovators. It is the early adopters which will be educated, popular, they are social leaders, social media influencers, etc. So they are also quick to adopt all these new things. Then comes the early majorities. Now these early majority people, they also have a lot of social contacts, they are deliberate, they will take certain risks, etc. Then the late majorities, they have traditional ideas, they are doubtful, they are of lower socioeconomic status, and they might not be very willing, because all of the people are having this design, I mean this product in their house. Okay, let me also try this. Okay, that is what the late majority do. And laggards are extremely skeptical. They are direct influences, are mostly friends. Now just think about mobile phones, like smartphones. Now innovators are those people who just started as soon as in 2006, as soon as the smartphones were introduced, they were buying it. They were highly educated, they had money, they had a lot of influence. So as soon as it was launched itself, they bought it. Then the early adopters, they are the social leaders, and they also like very soon after the innovators, they also started using the smartphones. Early majority, since they know a lot of people are doing it, I have a lot of a lot of benefits are being said about this, so let me also buy. Late majority, they are doubtful, they don't really need it, but since everybody is having it, and online classes are going on, life is almost impossible without smartphones, so let me also do it. Laggards, they are the people who have to buy a smartphone just because okay, my son has gone abroad, since I have to video call him, I have no other ways of seeing him, I will buy a smartphone. So those are the laggards. They are highly skeptical, and their direct influences are mostly friends. When all of their friends have something new, they are also forced to having something. The next, so this is the chart. This is the normal distribution, wherein there is the first innovators are the very small number of people. The 2.5%, early adopters are 13.5%, the early majority and the late majority are the maximum, and we have the laggards at 16%. So these are the different categories of people who adopt different products. So the rate of successful diffusion indicates the pace with which a fresh idea will spread from one client to the next. So that is what is being discussed in this. Everett Rogers is the person's name. So it is highly dependent on the product's advantages or benefits. If the advantages are more, naturally more people will buy it. And of course, the riskiness of purchase. How risky is it? Is it extremely expensive, or does it require different? Should I give my bank account details, or while purchasing this share, or some things like that? The ease of product use, is it really complicated? Even if it has a lot of advantages, do I need to go for a course in order to make to use this product? The immediacy of benefits, how fast will I get the benefits of it? Observability, cost. So all these are the different ways in which a product is being adopted by the people, an idea, any service, etc. So this is the Everett Rogers adoption curve. As I mentioned, this is the Everett Rogers adoption curve. So this is also called as a product diffusion curve. So how individuals and large groups get adapted to new ideas and innovations. So this is like can be seen in people's reactions to innovations. So technology adaptations examples appear in the process of adoption, like of different things, like of printing press, in use of paper, etc. So when you are actually like if somebody actually adopts the idea of using the printing press, naturally they will go to use the paper. So everything is connected. If you are buying a smartphone, you're going to use other features of the smartphone as well, right? So that is what is when you have certain, or when you're using certain features or certain products, you'll automatically be doing some other things. Like for example, if you want to use a smartphone, naturally you will have to need an internet connection. You need a 4G like SIM or anything like that. So that is what, with innovations, when you are adopting one thing, something else also comes along. So how does technology innovation or product innovation, product adoption, what are the different steps of technology innovations. How does a person adopt something? Like you want to buy a new product, what are the steps in which you are going to go through? First one is knowledge or being aware of certain things. Like for example, I see an ad of a robotic vacuum cleaner, so that is awareness. Okay, so when this notion becomes repetitive and I see it in my auntie's house, I see it in another person's house or anybody else, that is called as that is likelihood of customer engagement. Okay, so this is you're going to search for, you are okay, you are seeing it in your aunt's house and you know that it is having a lot of benefits. I just have to sit there and program the robotic vacuum cleaner. The vacuum cleaner will do all the job. It will go underneath the bed, the sofa, etc., and clean it everything for me. So this is, I'm going to search about it and think about how my social networks, are they aware about it, do they have access to it, etc. The next one is persuasion. As you start advertising your unique advantages and benefits, that is then you start seeing all the advertisements of it. After you become aware that such a thing exists, now you see 50% off or 10% off on this limited period offer. That is what is persuading you. Okay, you already know that this thing exists, and now somebody is actually the brands or the manufacturers are persuading you by means of showing the advertisements, by giving offers, etc. Then next is you are making the decision. Okay, after the awareness stage and after the persuasion stage, you are making the decision, that is you're going to buy it. Okay, so the next is, after you make the decision, the next stage is implementation. You're going to actually go and you made the decision to buy. Now you're going to pay the money and you're going to buy it. So after buying it, you need confirmation. This is the part where the diffusion of innovation pattern is handled. That is, you have to have something called as confirmation. The person or the customer should be satisfied with your purchase. You have bought a vacuum cleaner. The person knows how to use it. They are satisfied. They are finding it useful. They think that it is a worthwhile purchase. That is great. That is the confirmation. You are going to have a good review, maybe through online review, shares opinion to his friends, family, etc. And that is the whole diffusion process is successful. So providing great customer service is something which is very important for this confirmation to happen. Because if you have bought the device and if nobody is coming to support you, you don't know how to use it, then naturally you will be left with a very unhappy customer, even though the product is great. So this is what is the different steps. That is 5 stages of consumer adoption process. Product awareness, you're going to produce some interest. Product interest, you become aware of it, then you have an interest for it, then you're going to evaluate it. That is it good for me? Can I buy it? What is the cost? Is it under my, it's within my budget, etc. Then you're going to product trial and then product adoption. You're going to try it and then you're going to buy it. So this is what is the 5 stages of consumer adoption process. So we have discussed the product design, the design thinking process, the diffusion of innovation theory by Everett Rogers, and also the 5 stages of consumer adoption process. Hope it is clear to all.